Morning, everybody. We're going to try something new today. Since I have a ton of zucchini left, I've been reading about zucchini flour. I'm like, what is zucchini flour? Basically, the Amish use their leftover squash or zucchini to make flour, and they bake with it. And so what we have to do first is we have to shred all of our zucchini. Now, you don't have to peel it. And then your flour will be a little bit green. I am myself going to peel it. Number one, because my chickens like the peels. Number two, I'd like to have more of a creamier colored flour. So we're going to shred this and get this going, and then we're going to put it on our dehydrator trays, and then we're going to dehydrate it. That's completely dry. And then we're going to use our food processor and make it really fine. So this recipe calls for 20 pounds of zucchini, which tell me I've got 20 pounds of zucchini, and that yields about 4 cups of zucchini flour. Is it worth the effort? I don't know. We'll find out. So let me get to shredding. Now this zucchini got a bit too big, and it's pretty tough. They say you can seed your zucchini. So now look at the center of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I don't want the seeds and things, I'm just going to pull this center out and get these seeds out of there. So I'm just take a spoon and scrape down the center and pour it out. And that's all I have to do. Now I have another one that's huge, and what I'm going to do with that other one, see how the seeds are getting bigger as it gets more and more grown? These are the seeds I'm going to harvest for next year. I'm going to pull them out, not out of this one, but out of my huge one, because the seeds are bigger, and then I'll be able to dry them, and I'll save them for next season. So this is a regular size zucchini, and these are super small, so I'm not worried about these. I'm going to let these dry in when I shred them up, and this will be fine. Okay, so here's my handy dandy cool shredder that I love. And this is a bit big, so I'm going to have to cut it down. All right, we're just going to... And I found it easier just to put a mat underneath it. It's a little bit big. I got the base of it too big, so let's flip it around and we'll do it this way. All right, I'm just going to transfer this over to my dehydrating tray. Okay, so I've moved it over to my dehydrating tray. Now, you don't want to like overpack it because you need air to flow through, but I'm going to kind of leave it like this because I'm going to put in my dehydrator at 135 until it's complete. And these things shrink down super small because there's so much moisture in them. And it's probably going to be in there about 12 hours or so. So I'm going to fill up all my trays, put it in my dehydrator, and we'll check back in when they're done. Good morning, everybody. This is the next day, and we're doing the zucchini flour. This dried for almost 24 hours, and this is what it looks like. Remember how full that was? So it really dried down. So what I'm doing is I'm letting it cool, and then I'm going to put it in my food processor, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I did like 4 trays, and I got this much, so I'm going to go blend this up. So I have it in here, and it's not super fine like flour should be, so I think I need to use like a coffee grinder or a mill grinder or something like that, or a bullet, but we'll figure this out. Don't open it too soon after you're done, so let the dust settle. So I'm using my big Ninja blender because it has double blades in it. That seems to be working better. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm just going to let it, I put it on puree, and that lasts for about a minute. And we're just going to keep fine-tuning this. I have currently about, after 5 trays, 1 cup of zucchini flour. So we're going to see if this is even worth the effort. If not, and I don't use this for zucchini flour, it's a great vegetable supplement that is broken down, and you can add it to your smoothies. You can add it to your food as a flavoring, add it to your stuff your kids will never know, I think. But anyway, we're going to finish this up. So while we're waiting for this to kind of calm down in there, I want to show you something. I wrote on this thing, dry goods only, won't seal. I want you to know that when you're canning and you want it to seal like in your canner, you need to make sure your lids are smooth. This one has a crack, a little tiny crack, excuse my nail, right there. So this one I can never use to put in my pressure canner or water bath canning because this will not seal because of that chip. So I wrote on it, dry goods only. So this is something that I'll just use in my cupboard for temporary quick thing or in my fridge. So keep a reminder of that. Always kind of like check your canners, check the top, and if it's rough and if there's a chip, you cannot use it in your canner, water bathing, or through your pressure canner. All right, guys, so this actually worked pretty good. I did it on 4 different puree grindings, and it's pretty fine, as you can see. So I'm going to take this out, calm it down here. I mean, there's still a little rough grinds in there, but nothing horrible. So I've got this jar here that I'm going to pour it in. Whew, just enough. And it actually smells really good, almost like zucchini bread. So here we go. Now, that was 10 trays that I did that were full in regards of the flour. Here's the flour that we go now. I'm sure the Amish people do it much better, or other people do it better than me, but this is like a zucchini flour. Now, I only got about 2.5 cups out of those 10 trays. If you have a crap load of zucchini, this is a great alternative to use, and you can supplement it with your flour. You can supplement it with other flours. We're going to try to bake with it. I'm not sure what. Maybe I'll make my zucchini fritters and use this as the binding flour. Or you could just keep it like this and add it to your food, add it to your soups as a supplement to get your veggies in. But here we go. We got zucchini flour. It was a lot of work for this little bunch, but if you're preserving food, it's what you do. And I've got a lot of zucchini, especially the super big zucchinis, which you can't eat because they're too tough. They're kind of bitter. And so I take the peeling off of them, and then I make zucchini flour, and we're good to go. So anyway, everybody have a great day, and I'm going to probably be canning some pineapple next. We'll talk to you later.